Hello, how you
there
doing,
we go.
sir?
Great, great. I'm glad to see the dynamic duo back once again. The casting Archon, the two of you, Mr. John Expire. Hello, it's our first time.
It is. Thank you. I'm very happy to finally meet you here.
Yeah, you say that, but you know, I feel like your commentary on some of my drafts is not very, not very optimistic. And I'm just kidding. No, I think I can always understand the line of reasoning from the casters. I do hope that generally there's a trend towards talking more about the execution, because I mean the reality of Dota is, you know, like you pit us against a team like LGD, I'm not confident that we can take them more than like 1 or 2 games out of 10 at our current state, you know, if that. So just wanted to say, like, yeah, like the draft is one thing, but the execution is always the thing, and which is why we have Division 1 teams that are usually favored against Division 2 teams, so on and so forth. But yeah, glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for coming. There you go, John X5 getting scolded live on stream here by Clairvoyance for his terrible analysis of the draft. You know what?
No. Great analysis.
Don't say that. We can't afford to pay him any more than we already do, Clairvoyance. So don't get him a big head. Can you explain to us the Alch pick in game 2? I think that's the pick that we most kind of doubted. What was with the Alchemist?
Yeah, absolutely. So from my understanding, Alchemist versus Spectre is a tale as old as time. Back in the old days, pre-nerfs on the Alchemist, you'll see games where Alchemist has this like 19-20k gold at like 24-25 minutes, when Spectre has like 9k. It's just Spectre is a very slow hero, right? Even though he's one of the hardest scalers. So assuming that there isn't very much pressure coming up from the Spectre, and especially considering the fact that Alchemist had some buffs recently that's kind of going slightly unnoticed, but some other regions have already started playing it, you know, especially on like the offlane position. You saw 33 Alchemist the other day, right, on Tundra, literally playing carry Alchemist from the offlane. That's the power of this hero right now. So I want to say there are some reasons based on that, along with other things, you know, like the laning phase itself. I do think based on the first blood as well, the lane should have gone in our favor, but unfortunately, you know, Marcy's a pretty powerful hero, and we ended up banning in the 3rd game. So that's basically what you see. But yeah, regarding the Alchemist, I do think it's a favorable matchup for the Alch, because Spec's a hero that cannot pressure the Alchemist.
Right.
And yeah, unfortunately, that's not what happened.
Okay. Can I ask you as well, Clairvoyance, this is a bit of a meme question, but do you also believe Anti-Mage is a trash hero? Like, is it just DB that wants this hero to be picked up?
I do, yeah.
You see, he even knows. He even knows.
It's AM is, I wouldn't call it a trash, but AM's not my favorite hero, right? It's very slow, it's very susceptible to damage, just in, like, overall. It's like, you see this hero, most of the time, you're not really afraid. But I did suggest it today based on the fact that, once again, I play a lot of Spectre personally, and I think I kind of understand my Spectre matchups. So I decided that based on the hero picks, based on their lack of catch, relying on pretty much Sand King stun to initiate every single time, you know, Sand King players might know Anti-Mage is one of the Sand King's worst nightmares due to the counterspell, as well as the laning phase just being overall very annoying due to the mana burn. So yeah, I opted for that, and luckily it worked out this time.
Go on,
Yeah,
John.
it definitely did, and you proved us wrong when we were kind of doubting that AM, as Mike isn't a big fan, neither am I. But it works out. The execution was on point. I am curious going forward here for Army Geniuses. This does drag you guys up a little bit more in standings. We've still got 3 weeks left here of the DPC Tour 3. Is there any teams that you think you're going to have to put in some extra prep work for the team, just based on how maybe scrims are or how the other teams are doing? Is there any one team that you think AG will have to prep extra hard, or you think is a tough opponent coming up?
In regarding tough opponents, I would say TNC was obviously a surprising one for us. I do think that based on our games as well as our practice, I do think they're going to end up top 2 in this region. In this division. As for the other opponent, obviously people are looking at the Division 1 come downers like the Execration. Neon has had their passing with us, and we pudged them. So lucky for us there. But yeah, I think for the remaining teams, I think teams are looking at Execration. Logan's a really scary one, because you can kind of see, as you're probably casting them, right? They've kind of found their groove again with the Broodmother Lycan coming back in this patch. But as always, I prepare very thoroughly for every team, and I hope to have something special ready for them as well.
Right, excellent. And I've got one odd question for you.
Bring it to me.
Are you still around? Are you in Indonesia, or are you still doing it remote? Because these guys in AG, they go out all the time. I see Varish post a lot of stories. They have fun a lot. I'm wondering, do you get to join in with them?
Look, I wouldn't go so far to say this is a party team or anything. I do think it's good and healthy for players to enjoy living in general, right? There's a lot of players at boot camps right now as we speak, kind of like stuck up in their rooms playing Dota 24/7, and that's not really good for your mentality, especially when you lose. With that said, yeah, I am in Indonesia. This is still my first month. I told MLP last week, if you recall, that I had bronchitis. I still have remnants of it, so I'm still kind of sick. So I'm not able to partake in all the luxuries that they're enjoying right now in this beautiful island of Batam. But maybe in due time. But you know, I'm more of a kind of like stay-at-home type of guy. Anyway, I kind of enjoy my time on the PC. So, yeah, just work is what I do.
All right.
Fair
Well, with
enough.
that,
Hope you get
Clairvoyance, we are being rushed off here. Unfortunately, Div 1 is about to begin. But again, congratulations on your victory, sir, and hopefully you get over the bronchitis very soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks to you too. I always look forward to hearing from you guys. Take care.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Gotcha.